evening. Amen. You're beautiful, handsome, just a good-looking group. Welcome to Atlanta. Welcome to the 5th Congressional District of Georgia. When you landed at the Atlanta airport, you landed in my district. In spite of what some people said about Atlanta and the district, it is a great city, a wonderful city. I moved here in 1963, 23 years old, had all of my hair and a few pounds lighter. I want to thank my good friend, Mayor Bill Campbell, for those kind words of introduction. Now, I didn't grow up in a big city like Atlanta, or Raleigh, North Carolina, or Boston, or New York, or Chicago. I grew up in rural Alabama, 50 miles from Montgomery, outside of a little place called Troy. My father was a sharecropper, a tenant farmer. But back in 1944, when I was 4 years old, and I do remember when I was 4, my father had saved $300, and a man sold him 110 acres of land. We still own that land today. On this farm, we raised a lot of cotton and corn, peanuts, hogs, cows, and chickens. I will not take the time to tell you the chicken story because it's too long and too involved. But sometime I would be out there working in the field, picking cotton, gathering peanuts, pulling corn, and my mother would say, "Boy, you need to catch up, you're falling behind." I would say, "This is hard work." And she would say, "Hard work never killed anybody." I said, "Well, it's about to kill me." So I was determined to leave that cotton field and peanut field behind. I remember so well in 1956, 16 years old, with some of my brothers and sisters and cousins, going down to the Pike County Public Library in the little town of Troy, trying to get some library card, trying to check out some books. And we were told by the librarian that the library is for whites only and not for coloreds. I never went back to that library until 1998, July 5th, 1998, for a book signing for my first book, Walking with the Wind. And hundreds of blacks and white citizens showed up. End of the program, they gave me a library card. And some people all around America have been hearing about that story, reading about that story, and they've been sending me library cards. So I thank you for all of the library cards. And I thank you for being you. Madam President, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your vision. I love books. I love to read. When I was attending that segregated public school in rural Alabama, I had a teacher, a homeroom teacher, but also the librarian. And she would come by and say, "Read, my child, read." And I tried to read everything. The books, the newspapers. We were too poor to have a subscription to the local newspaper, the Montgomery Advertising. But my grandfather had one. And when he would finish reading, he would pass it on to us. Bill Campbell said, my late wife, Lillian. People from Atlanta, many of you knew Lillian Miles Lewis, who was born in California, attended UCLA, and got her degree from USC in library science. She worked at the local library, then the Central Library in LA, went into Peace Corps, came back, got a job in Atlanta, worked for 7 years. She worked in a library, some of you will remember this. It was called the Negro Collection. And later they changed it to the Special Collection. And it's part of the Woodrow Library, right? That served the Atlanta University Center. I love books. And one day I was in Washington during the Carter administration, and I went into this antique shop. I shouldn't tell the story, but it's true. I went into this antique shop. They had all these books dusted, just in this little bookcase. and I saw a book. I brought it to the front. I asked this lady, I said, ma'am, how much do you want for this book? She said, 50 cents. And I gave her $1.